Hi everyone, I welcome you all for this Nursing Wisdom channel. Today we are going to discuss about OBG MCQ. This will be very helpful for nursing competitive exams. First question, the abnormal condition in which the umbilicus is inserted through the membranes of placenta is known as succenturiate. Option B, battledore. Option C, marginal. Option D, velamentous. Here we will see the explanation one by one. Placenta succenturiate. It is a condition in which one or more accessory lobes develop in the membranes apart from the main placental body to which vessels of fetal origin usually connect them. If the succenturiate lobe is retained following birth of placenta, it may lead to postpartum hemorrhage, subinvolution, uterine sepsis and polyp formation. Battledore placenta. It is a condition in which the umbilical cord is inserted at or near the placental margin rather than in the center. Placenta marginata. A thin fibrous ring is present at the margin of the chorionic plate where the fetal vessels appear to terminate. Velamentous placenta. In a velamentous insertion, the umbilical cord inserts itself into the amniotic membrane rather than in the placenta. So the answer is option D, velamentous placenta. So the abnormal condition in which the umbilicus is inserted through the membranes of placenta is known as option D, velamentous placenta. Next question. Which of the following clinical presentation would a nurse expect while assessing a patient with abruptio placenta? Option A, rigid board-like abdomen. Option B, edema in legs. Option C, excessive vaginal bleeding. Option D, premature rupture of membrane. What is abruptio placenta? It is one form of antepartum hemorrhage where the bleeding occurs due to premature separation of normally situated placenta. Clinical feature, vaginal bleeding. Bleeding will be continuous, dark in color or blood-stained serous discharge. Abdominal pain, back pain, uterine tenderness, uterine contraction, often coming one right after another. Non-reassuring FHS. The answer is option C, excessive vaginal bleeding. Which of the following clinical presentation would a nurse expect while assessing a patient with abruptio placenta? Option C, excessive vaginal bleeding. Next question. Which of the following is a drug of choice for a pregnant mother with chronic hypertension? Option A, methyl-dopa. Option B, atenolol. Option C, diazepam. Option D, magnesium sulfate. Here the answer is option A, methyl-dopa. Methyl-dopa is drug of choice for pregnant mother with chronic hypertension because this drug does not alter the maternal cardiac output, blood flow to the uterus or kidneys. While other drugs like atenolol has been associated with intrauterine growth retardation, magnesium sulfate used to treat women with preeclampsia, diazepam is not an antihypertensive drug. So here, which of the following is a drug of choice for a pregnant mother with chronic hypertension? Option A, methyl-dopa. Next question. The extreme softening of the cervix during the first trimester is known as option A, Chadwick sign. Option B, Osiander sign. Option C, Fischhoek sign. Option D, Goodell signs. Chadwick sign. It is otherwise known as Jacquemus sign. It is a bluish discoloration of the cervix, vagina and labia resulting from increased blood flow. It can be observed as early as 6 to 8 weeks after conception. Osiander sign, in which increased pulsation felt through lateral fornix of vagina. It occurs at 8 weeks of pregnancy. Fischhoek sign, asymmetric enlargement of fetus. It occurs at 6 to 8 weeks. Goodell sign. It is a significant softening of the vaginal portion of the cervix due to increased vascularization. So the answer is option D, Goodell sign. The extreme softening of the cervix during the first trimester is known as option D, Goodell sign. Next question. The perception of active fetal movement felt by the mother during pregnancy is known as option A, ballotment, option B, engagement, option C, quickening, option D, lightening. Ballotment of the uterus. When the lower uterine segment or the cervix is tapped by the examiner's finger and left there, the fetus floats upward, then sinks back, and the gentle tap is felt on the finger. Engagement. Engagement occurs when the largest diameter of the fetal head fits into the largest diameter of the maternal pelvis. As the fetal head engages, the head moves towards the pelvic brim in either the left or right accipito-transverse position. This allows the widest part of the fetal head to fit through the widest part of the pelvic inlet. Quickening. Quickening is the active fetal movement felt by the mother during pregnancy. A woman who becomes pregnant for the first time typically feels fetal movement at around 18 to 20 weeks of gestation, whereas multipara woman feels fetal movements at around 15 to 17 weeks of gestation. Lightening. What is happening when lightening occurs? The baby settles into the lower pelvis as the time of birth nears. Baby's head places pressure on the rectum and pelvic floor. Ribcage expands more easily, allowing deeper breaths. Eat without feeling full quickly. More pressure on their bladders. Perpetual feeling that the baby is about to fall out. The answer is option C, quickening. The perception of active fetal movement felt by the mother during pregnancy is known as option C, quickening. Next question. Which is the biochemical marker detected in a mother's blood in neural tube defect? Option A, alpha-fetoprotein. Option B, ascorbic acid. Option C, alkaline phosphatase. Option D, amino acid. Here the right answer is option A, alpha-fetoprotein. Alpha-fetoprotein is the first protein marker to be associated with fetal abnormalities that are easily detectable in mother's serum. High level of AFB in the mother's serum is associated with neural tube defect, and decreased AFB level in mother's serum is associated with Down syndrome. Which is the biochemical marker detected in a mother's blood in neural tube defect is option A, alpha-fetoprotein. Next question. Which of the following feature of false labor pain? Option A, not associated with the hardening of the uterus. Option B, frequency of contraction increases. Option C, associated with show. Option D, progressive dilatation of uterus. Signs of false labor: irregular and unpredictable contractions. There is no progression of labor. Contractions are felt as a generalized abdominal tightening. Change in activity or body position causes contraction to slow down or stop. There is no evidence of bloody show. Membranes have not ruptured. The answer is option A, not associated with the hardening of the uterus. Which of the following feature of false labor pain? Option A, not associated with the hardening of the uterus. Remaining are the signs of true labor. Next question. The classical method used in bringing down an arm in breech presentation is called option A, Redgen's maneuver. Option B, Lauset's maneuver. Option C, Kretz maneuver. Option D, Pinat's maneuver. Redgen's maneuver. This maneuver applying during normal vertex delivery to deliver the head. Here we are applying Forward pressure on the chin of fetus in direct occiput anterior position once perineum is distended 5 cm or more. It favors extension of head. Lauset's maneuver. This maneuver we are applying during breech delivery. It helps to deliver the arms. The maneuver should start only when the inferior angle of scapula is visible underneath the pubic arch. The baby is grasped using both hands by femoropelvic grip, keeping the thumbs parallel to the vertebral column. The baby is lifted up slightly to cause lateral flexion. The trunk is rotated through 180 degree, keeping the back anterior and maintaining downward traction. This will bring posterior arm to emerge under the pubic arch, which is then hooked out. The trunk is then rotated in the reverse direction, keeping the back anterior to deliver the anterior shoulder under the symphysis pubis. Kretz maneuver. This maneuver applied during difficult third stage helps to deliver the placenta. Fundal pressure involves placing one hand on the top of the uterus and squeezing it between the thumb and other fingers to help placental separation and delivery. Pinat's maneuver. This maneuver applied in breech with extended legs. It helps to deliver the fetus legs. Once the groin is visible, gentle pressure can be applied to abduct the thigh and reach the knee. The knee can be flexed with pressure in the popliteal fossa and the leg delivered. Anterior leg is always delivered first. The answer is option B, Lauset's maneuver. The classical method used in bringing down an arm in breech presentation is called option B, Lauset's maneuver. Next question. A localized edema or collection of fluid on the fetal scalp that develops during labor is known as option A, caput succedaneum, option B, crowning, option C, molding, option D, cephalhematoma. Caput succedaneum is a neonatal condition involving a serosanguineous subcutaneous extraperiosteal fluid collection with poorly defined margin. Caput succedaneum present as a scalp swelling that extends across the midline and over suture line and is associated with head molding. It usually resolves over the first few days. The head is born under the pubic arch and the neck extends with the brow, face and chin being born. This stage is called as crowning. Molding is the change in the shape of the head which is adapting itself with its soft skull bones, which can compress in one direction and expand in the other direction due to the pressure exerted on the fetal head as it moves through the birth canal. Cephalhematoma, subperiosteal collection of blood between the skull and the periosteum. It may be unilateral or bilateral and appears within hours of delivery as a soft fluctuant swelling on the side of the head. A cephalhematoma never extends beyond the edges of the bones or crosses suture lines. So here the answer is option A, caput succedaneum. A localized edema or collection of fluid on the fetal scalp that develops during labor is known as option A, caput succedaneum. Next question. Primary purpose of administering magnesium sulfate intravenously for a patient who has premature rupture of membrane and has contraction in every 10 minutes is to option A, provide sedation, option B, maintain blood pressure, option C, inhibit contraction, option D, improve fetal lung function. Here action of magnesium sulfate. It is used for immediate control of life-threatening convulsions in the treatment of severe toxemias like preeclampsia and eclampsia of pregnancy, in the treatment of acute nephritis in children, indicated for replacement therapy in magnesium deficiency, especially in acute hypomagnesemia, Also used in uterine tetany as a myometriate relaxant, that means tocolytic action. It is used to stop the uterine contraction. So the answer is option C, inhibit contraction. Primary purpose of administering magnesium sulfate intravenously for a patient who has premature rupture of membrane and has contraction in every 10 minutes is to inhibit contraction. I hope you got understand. Thanks for watching.